Hello friends, I hope you're doing great and I welcome you back to another video. Today I want to talk about Hut8 Mining Corporation, ticker symbol HUT, which is one of the oldest and largest digital asset miners in North America. The company is based out of Canada and currently mine Bitcoin and Ethereum and also provide hosting services to other organizations' cryptocurrency mining equipments. Currently, the company owns the largest amount of self-mined bitcoins in the world, and the number of bitcoins held as of November 2021 stood at 5,242 coins, which has a current market value of around 241 million US dollars. Before diving deeper into the video, I want to mention upfront that this is a highly speculative stock, as it is a fairly new company and is also in the volatile cryptocurrency space. However, I wanted to take a closer look at this company as it was requested by one of our subscribers, and the stock price also dropped over 43% in just the last month. So we can first get to understand the company's operations at a high level and then review their recent financial information before charting out some future projections to come up with a fair valuation for this company. This will help us determine if the stock is a buy at current levels or not. So Hut8, as I mentioned earlier, is a crypto mining company specifically focusing on accumulating bitcoins, even though they also mine Ethereum and possibly other digital assets in future. They have been consistently growing their mining capacity since they started operations in 2018. The chart to the left shows the expansion in power usage over time, and the one on the right shows the growth in their hash rate per second for mining bitcoins and Ethereum. For folks who don't know, hash rate is basically just the metric that measures the number of calculations that can be performed in 1 second while performing the crypto mining activity. There is quite a bit to learn if you want to fully understand how cryptocurrencies and mining works, but if you just want a high-level understanding, you could read through the Digital Mining 101 section on the company's website. I will leave the link below in the description and you can take a look if you are interested. Hut8 is a Canadian company and currently has 3 mining facilities in operation in Alberta and Ontario. And as you can see here, the colder weather for part of the year is quite favorable to their operations as it reduces the energy costs required to keep the mining equipments well ventilated. The company's vision is to continue growing their business by expanding their power and mining resources, which will help them mine larger quantities of Bitcoin and Ethereum, which they believe will increase shareholder value, obviously as long as the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum continues to go up over time. On the contrary, I think this is also the main risk of investing in the company, as the stock price will go down significantly if the price of Bitcoin falls over time. So if you want to invest in this company, you should really have a bullish outlook on the medium and long-term prospects of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market in general. The company also generates additional income by depositing the bitcoins with brokerage firms and also have some ancillary operations like hosting, which brings in some additional revenues. Now let's look at the company's Q3 2021 financial information to see if their operational expansion is also reflecting in revenue and profit growth. So as you can see here, the company did grow their revenues massively year over year from $5.7 million to $50 million, which is truly exponential growth. This also resulted in an impressive net income of $23 million for the quarter, which is around 46% of their revenues. It should be noted that these figures are in Canadian dollars as the company is based out of Canada. In Q3 2021, the company also mined 905 bitcoins in total, which was much higher than the 372 bitcoins that they reported for Q3 of last year. However, I would be a bit cautious here as the status they reported as of November doesn't seem to indicate that they would have the same growth for the fourth quarter. As you can see here, they had a total of 4,729 bitcoins at the end of Q3, and this has increased to 5,242 bitcoins as of November. This would mean that they've only added 513 bitcoins in October and November, which would equate roughly to 8 bitcoins per day. Using this, we could estimate that for Q4, they would end up with only around 750 bitcoins compared to the 905 that they reported for Q3. I don't know if this would end up happening and what could be the reason for this, as the company is still expanding its operations, but this is definitely something to watch out for to see how the market would react if there is such a decline quarter over quarter. So based on all this information, let's now try out some scenarios to see if we can estimate the fair value of the company and then determine if the stock is a buy or not at the current price. As you can see here, I have laid out 3 scenarios estimating how many bitcoins the company would end up with over the next 5 years, and also estimating what would be the value of the company depending on what the price of Bitcoin would be in 2026. So as you can see here, the worst case would be that Bitcoin goes out of existence due to any regulations, security risk, or some other risk that we are not even thinking of now. I know many of you will argue that this is impossible and may stop watching the video at this point, but I am just pointing out a scenario here as we really don't know what will happen in the future. The second scenario assumes that the company continues to expand successfully and is able to grow their Bitcoin reserves to around 14,800 coins in 2026, which will be worth $735 million, assuming the price of Bitcoin will be around $50,000 each. And in the third scenario, I am assuming the Bitcoin reserve would be even higher, around 29,000 coins, valued at $100,000 each, which would then be worth $2.9 billion. I have also estimated a markup premium in each scenario to adjust for the company's other assets and brand value, but personally I think this is hard to estimate and might fluctuate depending on the market sentiment from time to time. So based on all these estimates, in case we buy today at the current stock price of $7.80, you can see that we will lose all our money in scenario 1, which is quite obvious. Scenario 2 will also end up with a small loss. However, if scenario 3 plays out, we can end up with a large profit as the stock price could go from the current $7.80 to over $35. So what I want to reiterate here is that your decision to buy the stock or not will essentially depend on your long-term view on the prospects of Bitcoin. If you believe that Bitcoin will go to 100,000 or even higher by 2026, then the stock is absolutely a buy today. For me, I think this is a really good company, but I am not sure how the cryptocurrency industry will play out in the next few years. Of course, there is the potential for exponential growth, but there are also huge risks involved. Having said that, I do want to have some exposure to the space, so I will be buying this stock slowly over the next few months, but will try to keep my exposure to less than 1 or 2% of my overall portfolio. And even though the stock price has fallen recently, I am not planning to go all in at this price. As I mentioned earlier, their fourth quarter numbers may end up being worse than the third quarter, in which case we may get an opportunity to buy the stock at much lower prices. So I would like to see the fourth quarter results before opening a full position. And if you are interested in buying the stock, you could do so on the Nasdaq in US dollars or on the Toronto Stock Exchange in Canadian dollars. With that, I hope you liked this video, and I would really love to hear your comments and questions about this company or about investing in general. Also, please don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. And as a friendly reminder, I am not a licensed investment advisor, so always remember to do your due diligence before making any investment decisions. That's it for now. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.